begin to allow yourself to relax and simply just witness your breath as it flows in and out of the body. Become extra aware of the peace and stillness that exist in between the inhale and the exhale, that momentary pause at the top of the breath. Connect to what's going on in your body and feel the real-time action with each breath and every breath. And let this feeling bring you fully into the present moment, the now. Everything takes place in a moment of time. Conflict, annoyance, love, peacefulness, anxiety. A moment of time is the only place we are alive, every day, all day long. We want to live all of our human life, the good and the bad, but we need to be able to be there for it, rather than try unsuccessfully to escape it. Being there is more satisfying, more fun, and more effective. I've always loved this quote from the Beatles lead guitarist, George Harrison. It's being here now that's important. There is no past and there is no future. Time is a very misleading thing. All there is ever is the now. We can gain experience from the past, but we cannot relive it. And we can hope for the future, but we don't know if there is one. I'd like you now to contemplate the now, which is the fine razor's edge slice of time that we live in between the past and the future. The now is difficult for most people to comprehend because by the time you've thought about it, it's already gone into the past. Imagine you had taken a photograph of every millisecond of your life and put them one after each other behind you, stretching back far into the distant past. Imagine looking at these photographs, stretching way back to the time you were born. It's the sum total of your past, and your past is locked into time itself. Your memory is what you brought with you to this point today, but it's also over, gone. You can't change anything in the past. You can only use the past as a memory, something to be learned from. Now think about the future and what the future means. You see, the future is always an illusion. It is a blank canvas. There is nothing there. It doesn't exist. It hasn't happened yet. And when it does arrive, it won't actually be the future. It'll be the now, which in turn will be a reflection of your thoughts, desires, and actions that you are taking right now, today, in this present moment. I would like you to take a few minutes to sit in the now. Stay firmly between the past and the future, allowing each now to disintegrate into the past as the seconds tick away. Don't think about the past anymore because you can't do anything about it. Also, don't think about the future. Just be. Feel the energies deep inside your body resonating in tune with the universe. Don't acknowledge the past or the future. Just stay in the now. It's a place some have called the true self, the soul, inner nature. You can only ever come into contact with this innermost being when you are actually in the now. It's where there are no anticipations, no wants, no attachments to things, no needs, and no desires. Just peace, happiness, and bliss. Just be. outside of your body. They are inside of you and always have been, waiting for you to discover them. Happiness comes from living in the now. It is time to rejoin the world you left when we started this meditation together. But I want you to take the peace and joy and bliss with you. And remember that the now is all we ever have. It's actually where our contentment lies. Just remember, and you can access it at any time. Namaste.
Carissa Holmes, and they just lift us up. We are small, but we are mighty. Woo! And thank you for that. That goosebumps. Anyway, I should get started. Welcome. My name is Margie Sammons. I'm a practitioner here, a licensed religious science practitioner, as well as a ministerial intern. And I am bringing you the ever exciting announcements for today before we get started. So, huge thank you to everyone joining us in person, as well as those folks that are with us right now online and will be watching us later through YouTube or on Facebook. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Our 2022 pledge campaign is nearing completion. Really, thank you to everyone that has made a conscious contribution to our center. These help us celebrate here on Sundays. They provide us with guest musicians, provide us with guest speakers, and as of today, we are at $76,040 out of our $95,000 bill. If you would like to pledge for 2022, you still can. If you didn't get a pledge card, then there are some out on the out in the front, and also you can contact us through our website or give us a call at our office number, and we'll send them out through snail mail. Oh, goodness. Thank you to everyone who participated in the community meeting last Sunday for completing the survey, and members for completing the survey and helping us as a core council come to the decision today of what leadership option we're going to choose as we move forward in our community. So we will be meeting today, and you'll hear more about that in the coming week or so. I'm going to do a PSA, and I'm going to ask everyone here to hold high watch for the weather that's coming to Ohio for all those people that are traveling in the United States and in Ohio. There's a few of us here that will be going out to the CSL convention next week in Palm Springs, and we have to leave at the crack of dawn in the morning. I usually use another word there, but I'm not going to. So holding high watch for safe travels for us and for everyone else. I appreciate it. That's my PSA. If you would like prayer after service or any time throughout the week, you can find our prayer practitioners on our website, columbuscsl.org, or you can submit a prayer request on our Facebook page. And also we have here, after service, we will have practitioners in the anteroom outside of this room. We also have a physical prayer request that you can fill out if you're here and put in a box, and we will pray on those for the full week. So, that's our news for today. Let's all stand up and sing our opening song, This Door is Open to You. Just pass through, this door is open to you. Me again. Thank you. Doing double duty as the platform practitioner and as a celebrant since we have a guest speaker today. So I want to say hello to everybody here. Again, my name is Margie. Sam, it's like fish. I want to say hi to everybody that's online, every online watcher. Please feel free to share our stream to your stream and share it from our Facebook page. And then we'll be on YouTube later. But I want to say that we, just like the song we just sang, we are an inclusive organization. Our philosophy is that we accept you no matter what your path is to God, and no matter how you present yourself to the world. We love you exactly as you are. So, as many of you know, we're searching for a new senior minister, and to continue to hold the consciousness, we speak our sacred covenant prayer. So, feel free to say this along with me if you want out loud, or you can just allow my words to be your words. I know Spirit expresses itself through each person as the one perfect life that is God's life. I recognize God is loving, gracious, abundant, and wise, and these qualities of Spirit are my qualities, as well as the qualities of the whole Columbus Center for Spiritual Living community. I know the power of affirmative prayer, and I claim by faith and mindful action that Spirit now guides our new senior minister to CCSL. I claim my new minister is a revelation of God as wholeness. I see our chairs filled with people and families who are attracted and inspired to the science of mind and spirit, and our new minister inspiring us to be our best expression of Spirit within us. I affirm now our new minister helps CCSL grow and prosper, knowing that God resides in each of us and that we are co-creating with Spirit to fulfill our mission of making the world a place that works for everyone. I am thankful our prayers and affirmations bring this new minister to CCSL. I am grateful that we are building a strong and loving community of people who embrace love, wisdom, and the freedom to be a wise and loving expression of the one. I release this community prayer into the law, knowing that it is already done. And so it is. So, that was fun. Please read our mission statement along with me. We serve the transformation of individual lives through education, spiritual practice, and deep community, using Spirit and science of mind principles as our compass. So I'd like to thank our practitioner, Kristen Wilcock, for meditation this morning and for holding high watch for our service today. That allows us to go deeper into Spirit. So let's begin our sacred service with the ringing of the bowl. We start with a reading from Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, a guide to spiritual enlightenment. Accept, then act. Whatever the present moment contains, accept it as if you had chosen it. Always work with it, not against it. Make it your friend and ally, not your enemy. This will miraculously transform your whole life. Now let the music take us within. I know that this entity I call God, it really has no name that equals it. This spirit does pour itself in me, as me, through me, in me. I am an expression of this love, this compassion, this joy. I know that today I embrace the now, because that is what matters, the right now. And I know that this spirit that works through me works through everyone else, through their gifts and their talents. And so what I know today is that we are blessed by Spirit, as we move through this celebration. The music lifts us up, the prayers reach our heart, the words speak to us individually and collectively, because that's what Spirit does in the moment, in the now, in the joy, in the all. For this experience and how it changes me now and takes me forward, I give thanks. I release this prayer into the river of the law that says, yes, my beloved, yes. Because I know that it is already done. So please close with me by saying, and so it is, amen, ashe. Pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Jesse Powers, our little homegrown star. We love you. Take your freedom, sister. Take it. So excited. I'm back, but not for long, because I would like to introduce our guest speaker. This is Lana Mayhew, and she is an emeritus religious science practitioner. That means someone that's been doing it for a long time, and that's been since 1999. You wouldn't know it by looking at her. She also has been busy. She has a master's in and is a board-certified art therapist and a licensed social worker. Lana has worked in mental health for the past 30 years with children, teens, and adults, individually and as families, all with mental health disorders, chemical dependency, and such. As practitioner, she has helped people identify belief systems that are creating negative life patterns and want to create more of the life they want through spiritual practices and prayers. Lana has conducted several spiritual art therapy workshops on grief, body image, and the body-mind connection of disease, illness, and pain. I'd like you to welcome Lana Mayhew.
I'm trying to unravel this thing so I can walk around. All right. Well, good morning. Center for Spiritual Living Columbus. Yay. Lots of love coming from Dayton to you guys in this transition time that you're in. Just knowing that you're absolutely loved and supported right where you are. So, I was asked to do this talk about a couple months ago, and I had no idea what this was going to be on whatsoever, because the Center for Spiritual Living, the headquarters, they have like all these themes and all these things that we tend to do every single week. So it's very, I don't know what to say about it, but anyway, everybody is on the same path, right? We're on the same thing. And so I was thinking, okay, I'll do that. I'll go to Columbus and I'll do this talk on embracing the now. And it's been hard for me to embrace the now. Just because I've had a lot of personal stuff going on. I think my life had blown up a little bit. So it's been hard to embrace the now. But I'll get into that a little bit later. So the theme is living everyday wonder. So I really like that theme because one of those things is that it helps us to become more aware of what we need to do every moment, so we're not so into all of the crazy stuff that goes on in this world. We are able to be a little bit more in wonder and curiosity, so we're not just so like twirled up with everything. So here's the theme in the little summary of this: is spiritual living just doesn't happen here on Sunday morning. It doesn't happen just sitting and meditating. You've got to take all of these principles and live them in your daily life. That we are one with God. We are part of God. We are anchored in spirit. We are absolutely not separate from God. We are part of everything. And when we're in that flow, and I love being in that flow, I'm trying to get back in it, but as we're going back in that flow, life opens up. Things become easier. Things flow better. There's things that just happen, and you're like, wow, that's amazing. It's because we are in wonder and we are curious about what life is all about instead of staying in the problem or in turmoil. So awareness and appreciation can only happen in the now. There's no other moment. So author Mary O'Malley defines curiosity as the art of bringing our attention and our immediate experiences together. So this can bring about a lot of healing. So, the first part of this is a science of mind perspective, because we are now in this great awakening. Believe it or not, we're in an awakening. It looks chaotic, out here in the world. But let me just say this. Things were a little bit more overt, instead of covert. I mean, really out here. So, no, I'm sorry. Overt. Yeah, overt. We're over, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, they're not under the carpet anymore. So it's not as covert as now it's overt. Yes. And so now we can really begin to heal some things because they're now out here. It's pretty obvious. You don't have to guess. It's really obvious at this point. Instead of putting it under the cover or, sweeping it away or put it under your couch or whatever, it's now right in front of us. Right in front of us. So, our Science of Mind says, now is the time to awake out of a sleep. The belief in a life apart from good is a dream from which we must awake. If we are to taste the waters of reality, which flow from the source of life, this awakening is a process of evolution. A little here, a little there, until the whole eye is opened, and we see that life is neither separate from God nor different from good. Life is God, and good is the only power there is or can be. To awaken ourselves to be healed, made prosperous, happy, and satisfied, to be made every whit whole, to be complete as we were intended to be. God is a God of the living and not the dead. So it's living life right here on life's terms. And I realize for a lot of us that can be a difficult thing, dealing with our own life and dealing with things that are going on. So I don't know about you, but if you've ever been sleepwalking through life, kind of unconscious, and then all of a sudden you come to, but you're driving your car. You're driving your car, you're figuring out, how do I get from my work, thank God I live close, all the way to my house? And I don't remember, I have absolutely no recollection of doing that whatsoever. Thank God, God is the one driving the car at that point. Our higher power is keeping us safe for the moment. It's always good. And I know for myself, I can get in this thing of just a groundhog day, eating the same things, getting in a rut, doing it every single day, doing the same boring things, right? Same boring things. So it's not uncommon, this is from Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. I love that book. It is not uncommon for people to spend their whole life waiting to start living. Maybe I'll start living after my divorce. Maybe I'll start living when I don't live with that alcoholic anymore. Maybe I'll start living when I get the right job, have the right whatever it may be. But it's living right now. It's living right now in our own power, in our own strength that we have. And so when we do that and we're curious and we have wonder, then we can make contact. Then we can make contact with spirit that lives and breathes within us at all times. So it's being very mindful about what is around you at all times. So I have a therapy office, and I'm an abstract artist, and I have these paintings that have been there. I've been at this place about 18 years. I can't believe it. But anyway, I created that place too. I wrote down every single thing that I wanted in that place, and so there it is. I got my windows and all those things. So I have clients that I've seen for quite a while, and all of a sudden they'll go, is that a new painting? Nope. That is absolutely the same paintings that I've had on these walls the whole entire time. For years. They get dust on them. In fact, one of my paintings is fading out a little bit because it's a little bit of watercolor there, and so now it's almost gone because it's been there so long. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, but that's denial, right? Or when people are in emotional pain, should I say, I know for my own self, it will be constrictive. I don't want to be creative. I don't want to do things. I'm just kind of going through the motion and not really paying attention to other things that are going out in the world. And I think that is more of a protective, it's a way we protect ourselves to deal with life on life's terms, I think, a lot of times. So a little story about being kind of unconscious, and I don't know. So anyway, so I was getting ready to go. Well, this is my little story. So I was getting ready to go, I think I don't know, to a meeting. I was late as usual, rushing along. I had, garbage bag in this hand. I have those recyclable, grocery bags in the other. And I jump in my car and I take off. And then as the time is like going on, I'm sniffing my car, sniffing. What is that? I'm like, that is a horrible smell in my car. What in the heck is that? I have no idea what it is. And I look, I'm like, well, okay, I took some food to church or whatever. Maybe spilled out like the floorboards or something like that. I look there, there's nothing there. So I'm like, well, I'll just get a Febreze, I'm not thinking about anything else. I'll get a Febreze, put it in my car, and then it's fine. I come all the way here to Columbus, see my mother, and then go back home, and then I have to go grocery shopping. And so I had to do the trunk, and there's the trash. I've been traveling around for a week with trash in my bags, in my trunk. That is unconscious. It's because I had a lot going on in my mind. I'm sure no one else has done that. Maybe you haven't. Maybe it's just me. It could be just unique to me. So anyway, so I'm like, I have to laugh at myself, and I think that's the other part of it. How do we become more light with ourselves, more gentle with ourselves when we do things that we're like, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe it. The whole week, it was never a thought that I had trash in my trunk. I'm sure. But anyway, being mindful of what the heck is going on here. This is our second point of view, mistaken identity. So we have been conditioned to identify ourselves as our thoughts and their accompanying feelings and sensations. And in religious science, we're always looking at what are my thoughts and what are the feelings that go with it, because the thought and the feeling is the creative power that goes through that medium into that manifestation of things that, whether we're conscious or unconscious, it's like, who made this mess? Well, obviously it was me. I made the mess. So there it is. So a lot of that in all of it is the condition to resist what we are experiencing and try to make it different. The resistance is where the struggle and the suffering happen. And it's like holding on, let go or be dragged. Let go or be dragged through whatever. It is absolutely holding on to something that we need to let go of, we need to change in our life. And a lot of times when those changes are happening, I don't know about you, but I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't sign up for this. Hold on. I'm trying to hold on to this. I want this to be different. I think that we're trying to change the outcome of maybe what's happening, So I've been in the midst of this the last few months. I had a relationship that last year at this time we had moved in. I thought this was the person I was going to marry. We moved in. There we go. That was the problem, I think. We moved in with each other. Oh no, it did not. It has not ended well. So that's not happening. And so I think that what happened was, for me, it brought up a tremendous amount of fears and terror and things that really old stuff. A lot of times when it's that huge reaction to something, it is things that have been in the past, belief systems or different things that we don't want to look at, want to put under the carpet there. So, just working on all of that, this mistaken identity of who I am, who I thought I was. And how do we go through the grief? How do you go through the grief of all of it? How do we embrace the now? In fact, that's what a lot of my spiritual teachers were telling me this whole time. And I'm thinking, that's the topic today, embrace the now, because that's exactly what they've been talking about, is embracing it. And I haven't really wanted to be in the now, because when you're in the now, you're in whatever you're in. When you're in it, whether that's happiness and joy, which that would be fantastic, or you're in a tremendous amount of emotional pain. And so that's really hard to stay in. A lot of people want to distract themselves. How many times have we been distracting ourselves with our phones, Netflix? I don't know how it goes, it's like 7 seconds, you can get right back into another episode, you're like, oh my God, how did I get into 4 hours later? 4 hours later, poof, there's a distraction right there, right? Or, just anything. It can be busy. Some people keep themselves so busy to the point where they're going from thing to thing. That's me, like a squirrel going from thing to thing to thing to thing. But it's also slowing down and being in the moment and embracing what this now has to offer. Curiosity is about embracing the now and observing what it is. It enables us to be present with what we are experiencing before we think about it, make up a story about it, put an identity to it, identify with it. So to be curious about our experiences rather than distract ourselves, we can then allow ourselves to have a deeper experience. So Mary O'Malley's Arthur has put together these 2 words. Hopefully I will be saying it all right here. Noticing, so knowing and noticing. So knowing, when I'm thinking about knowing and noticing, I'm thinking about, I know my divine truth. I may have be in this pain or this whatever, or happy or joyful or in grief or whatever the feeling may be. But I know that spiritual truth, that I'm absolutely connected with God no matter what is going on. It's right there within my own self. And then it's noticing it. It's almost like detaching sort of from it, being able to have like a buffer, being able to see it from a different perspective. That's where all, the meditation, hopefully people are doing, really, really, really helps so that you can stay more in the present moment and notice instead of like getting entangled with it with a story that's going on. But what it does is it allows more spaciousness to move through that experience or that challenge. So it allows us to relate to our experiences rather than relating from them. Then we can change our perspective and transform our lives. So the moving out was happening during December. My partner, of course, right before Christmas, right? Thanks a lot. I do appreciate that. So it was like a year to the day, I think, when we moved in the last year, and then moved out. Okay. And so there's Christmas, and then I've got other family issues going on with elderly parents having a lot of issues and being in and out of hospitals and surgeries and all. Yeah, no stress. Not at all. So what I decided to do was, I had gotten really busy on New Year's Eve, and I really like that. We get together, there's a couple practitioners and a minister, and we get together in Dayton. And we've done this for, I don't know how many years, 15 years? They've probably done even longer than that. And we write down things that we want to release. We vision for our, I'm sure you guys are familiar with visioning. We write down what we want in our life, what we want to release. And this year, one of the years, they finally got rid of the flash paper because you really could just burn your face off with the flash paper. But Cece did that. She's she had a whole entire pile of these things. And it was during this ritual, and she lights it. It goes all the way to the ceiling. I'm like, that stuff is dangerous. It's very expensive to ship in the mail. It really is, because it has gunpowder in it, apparently. So, Reverend Linda did, she brought us some paper that just melts in the water. That's even better. So, at least it's a little bit more safe, let's just say that, a little bit more safe. So, I was doing that. We write a letter to ourselves, and then we mail it. She mails it back to us the next year, and we see kind of what we manifested for the year. It has been pretty cool. Some of it has worked out. Apparently last year that I wrote did not. So, for good reason. There's reasons why things don't work out, right? Because there's a higher and better thing for you at that time. So then that night, I could have gotten really busy, and I could have really ignored dealing with my feelings and dealing with what was happening. But the good art therapist in me decided to do a collage. So what I do is I, bring out a bunch of images and words, and I throw them on a piece of paper and make a collage, and then I can see like a lot of unconscious stuff comes out. Because I'm pulling out pictures, I don't know, I'm just pulling them out. And a lot of unconscious stuff comes out, and that's why I love the beauty of art therapy, because it's another way of containment, and it's another way of processing things that you need to deal with. So then there's those images of stuff that was really, really young and old stuff, and then about insecurity and some things like that. And then I did two more paintings. I did two paintings, and one painting was the feeling that was invoked and how I try to contain it and try to manage it and try to protect myself with it. And then I did another one, and the one that basically this one was this is the divine light. This was the light that's underneath all of it, because that other stuff can stay on top, and so it looks like it's dimming your light. And so under that was this beautiful yellow, white light with, like a green, light green around it, which is like really healing. And that is the light that is the source of where I have that strength. So that you can tap into that in that strength without covering up your light. So then I did a prayer, and then I wrote out what I wanted in my life. And it doesn't mean the feelings aren't still there. I can still catastrophize things, but about what might be happening. But it's another process, right? It's another step. It's an action step, actually, to be able to process through some of those things. So here's a little story of a woman named Clara sharing her insights. And she's saying, I was cooking dinner and looking around my messy house. And the thought came to my mind, I'm tired and overwhelmed. Once I bought into that story, I noticed my energy just sink, that my perception shifted, and I realized that the tired and overwhelmed parts of me are here. The small shift didn't cause the same energy sink. Instead, it created more spaciousness. Then I said, the tired and overwhelmed ones are visiting. What a shift that made. It acknowledged that it's all temporary, that this too shall pass. It opened me to even more spaciousness. And so, this is by Eckhart Tolle, and I really like this. The best indicator of your level of consciousness is how you deal with life's challenges when they come. Through those challenges, an already unconscious person tends to become more deeply unconscious, and a conscious person more intensely conscious. You can use a challenge to awaken you, or you can allow it to pull you into an even deeper sleep. The dream of ordinary unconsciousness then turns into a nightmare, and that was from The Power of Now, a guide from Spiritual Enlightenment. Always very good. So, we're wrapping it up here. I have an experiential for you. So what I want you to do is I want you to get really comfortable in your seat. I want you to uncross your legs. I want you to close your eyes. We're just going to take a deep breath in, breathing in through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. And inhaling through your mouth. Your nose. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. I want you to use your observer consciousness. Do a scan of your thoughts, your emotions, and body. And simply notice what is present in the moment without judgment or trying to change it. Just simply notice. So bringing your awareness to your present experience is what O'Malley defines as curiosity. Notice what has your attention, what you are curious about. Notice how the thoughts or sensations are temporary and pass or change. Notice any insights you may have as a result of this practice. So just staying in that place, we're going to go into prayer. And so I'm just knowing that right where we are standing on this precipice with God. We are part of that power. We are part of this divinity. We are part of this magnificence that breathes through us, as us, and around us, beats our heart, sings our song, dances our dance, as we are walking and moving in the now. We're embracing that power, that presence, that is all of God, every moment of every day. We're allowing ourselves to notice and be in wonder, be in curiosity, be in that power place of love, that we're supported, that we are absolutely imbued with God, down to the core of our soul. We are part of this divinity, and we cannot be separate from it ever. And so I know that all of us in the sanctuary today and on Facebook Live, I know that every single person here is whole, complete, and perfect, is vibrating that powerful energy of spirit out into their lives, into their body, that they are absolutely free. Free to choose in the moment how I want to be, right here and right now. This power and presence that is moving through us, as us, and around us is orchestrating our lives. Our lives are in divine order and divine right action, as this center is as well, ushering in a new minister, and knowing that there is space and room for magnificent growth that is happening here, ushering in prosperity, financial wealth for every single person here, and uplifting us to a level, a higher consciousness, so that we can be and have our life be exhilarating, be powerful. And then we stand in our courage as we make forth those choices and those decisions to live a life of awe and wonder. Thank you, God, for this time together, for I know it has been uplifting us, inspiring us, feeling supported, feeling connected in this community. And I give thanks for all of this. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, Infinite Spirit. I know that it is absolute. And I release these words into law, knowing it never comes back to be void. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you so much for that talk. I want to piggyback off of you and say that this will also be an experiential. So what I'd love is for you to either stand up or have a tiny dance party in your chair, okay? Please don't be shy, even if it's just in your heart like this, it's okay. I don't need a reason, I don't need a why to make my day go right. Flow the seasons, fall into breezes, spring and summer sunlight. It doesn't matter what is going on outside. In here, I'm the master, I'll decide. So today I'm feeling J-O-Y-Y. J-O-Y, why? Because I want to, let's say it. Because I want to, oh, because I want to. Woo! This is the intro. I feel joy when I'm happy. I feel joy when I'm sad. I feel joy in the reality. I feel joy when I have myself get mad. I feel joy when I'm happy. I feel joy when I'm sad. So with joy feeling empty, fill it up. 'Cause there's joy to be had. 'Cause there's joy to be had. 'Cause there's joy to be had. J-O-Y, why? Because I want to. Then J-O-Y, why? Because I want to. I don't need another reason to feel good about my life. J-O-Y, why? Because I want to. Because I want to. Oh, because I want to. I feel joy when I'm happy. I feel joy when I'm sad. I feel joy when I'm happy. I feel joy when I'm myself get mad. I feel joy when I'm happy. I feel joy when I'm sad. So if you're feeling empty, feel it up. 'Cause there's joy to be had. 'Cause there's joy to be had. 'Cause there's joy to be had. Thank you guys. I'm thankful for getting funky.
We didn't show that on the video. Thank you. Oh, wow. Just exciting, just uplifting. Now it is time for the giving of our gifts. And I want to thank everyone here and out there in Zoom land, and Facebook land, and Cyber land, for the ways that you are continuing to support our center during these times. Because we're honored to be able to offer you continued support spiritually, and we appreciate the gifts, the conscious contributions you give to CCSL. Your conscious contributions are important because it helps us to fulfill our vision of creating a world that works for everyone. We all engage in the law of circulation, but we remember that God is our source, and we are circulating Spirit's energy in the form of money by giving and receiving. So here today, if you want to give on the square, Robin has that. Otherwise, let's say our affirmation, and you can take your gift. If you're not giving a gift today, that's fine. You might give it online. You might not just be able to give it today. Take that energy, that is that love, that is you. And let's say this together. My gift goes forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does its good and perfect work and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is.
And as we witness the circulation, join us in singing All That I Need. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. Light of love and grace, shine on my face.
So as that abundance, that love, what I need in my life comes to me, I say thank you. I thank the vehicle for which it comes. I thank the people that give. And I thank Spirit for that law circulation that wounds me in the spirit in the point of now. So I bless the givers and the gift, and I release this into the law. And won't you join with me in singing? And so it is, and so we let it be. And so it is, and so we let it be. Ooh, the gratitude part. Thank you, Matt. I'd like to thank our practitioner, Kristen Wilcock, for meditation and for holding high watch today. A big thank you to our guest speaker, Lana Mayhew. Also to our featured homegirl and guest musician, Jessie Powers. Also our center trio, which is Tony Bernardi on piano, Steve Paracas on bass, and Jimmy Castro on drums. Thank you. Also, Rob Kuhn back there on sound, Matt Vidal, our service coordinator today, Tammy Evans behind the camera for live streaming to Facebook, Robin on slides. We just got to thank everybody. And our song leaders, Joni Bauman, Tony Miller, and Clarissa Holmes. Thanks to all the volunteers that create this sacred space for us on Sundays that we can share in person and also online. Last but not least, I want to thank everybody that's here today and want to send a special invitation to all those people. First, thank you for watching us live on Facebook. Thank you for watching us later on
YouTube.
In the YouTube side of it. But I want to know, we as a community want to invite you to come to our center and experience community. So you can do all your spiritual work anywhere you are in the moment. Come spend moments with us. My invitation, our invitation from the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living to you. If you're joining, anybody here joining us for the first time? No. Great, okay, Paul. However, if this is the first time you've watched us live or on the tube, and you want more information about us, you can do a private message in Facebook. I feel like Tony's trying to get me off the stage. Also, you can go to our website and ask for more information. We're happy to share with you. Please, as we end this wonderful, uplifting celebration today, please say our blessing with me. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. And so it is.
Stand up, and we're going to talk about everything that we need to know. 1, 2, 3.
Everything
Woo!